everybody, welcome back to Northernlion's Challenge Runs in the Binding of Isaac. This one is going to be interesting, to say the least. It's not going to be as crazy as the Anarchist Cookbook, but this was suggested by YouTube user The Banshee Bomb, and the entire text of the comment that I love so much in its brevity just says, Guppy's head, infinite item power, no tears, make it work. Alright, so that's exactly what we're going to do. So we can basically create an unbelievably huge army of flies. The downside is, you can't do something like create 50 on this room and then just walk into the next room, because you only have a maximum of 5 once you get into the next room. However, item rooms are okay. Obviously the negative compensation for the fact that we have the starting, like, amazingly powerful item, which also you can use to do some, like, sweet Cirque du Soleil action here or something. Don't catch me, hula hoop, is that we have no tiers. So everything else is on the table. Item rooms are cool, shops are cool. You can do whatever you like, basically. The only thing is, you have to complete the entire game, or as much as you possibly can, using no tiers and only Guppy's head. Now, on the early floors, I think this is going to be super easy. I'm very interested to see how this is going to work on later floors. So far, I've only tested it briefly, but in the early part of the game, it makes me feel like kind of a fly-mancer, that I've got like this army of flies that I just like shoot my hand out like an X-Man or something, and end up just shooting flies in the general direction of an enemy. But we're going to see how this works on later floors, like I suggested, and we will continue onwards here. So, we're going to go up and around. And again, I don't need, like, there's no need to create huge armies of flies before going into every room. I can basically just create another 3 or 6 or 5, I can't remember what it maxes out at, as soon as we enter a room and just do things that way, and that works totally fine as well. And the thing is, I think this is going to seem... Here's the dangerous thing about this run. I think it's going to seem like it's too easy at the start, because it's going to be very difficult for me to get hit with this army of flies around me. However, I think it's going to very, very quickly become quite difficult. Any enemy that has like a beam type weapon is going to be able to hit me, so any of those like gluttonies or the guys who shoot the chubs out, that was very close. We could get an attack fly here, which would fit with the run. Well, we get shoot the whoop actually, which was unexpected and kind of doesn't even make any damn sense, but let us come in through here. This should be easy. Oh, careful. Should be easy enough in its own right, though. So yeah, if it looks easy now, you're not wrong, but don't necessarily cling to that idea, because things can change drastically. It might be easy for the entire time. I don't know. I've never actually done a run like this, as you might expect. So anything could happen. We cannot take the D20 there. But I always like these runs that are so simple in their concept. It's like, hey, here's an item, infinite item power, just make it work. You can't shoot your tiers, but you do have a sweet army of flies around you, so I don't know. Maybe this will work. It's certainly more elegant than the Lord of the Flies run that I did earlier. I can't get to that without using tiers, so I'm just going to ignore it for now. And Duke of Flies is a boss that I've fought before on my like practice run. I didn't do a whole practice run, I just did like 30 seconds just to make sure that this would actually work and I wouldn't find myself in a situation that's impossible to win. So far, I like this a lot. It's got all the elements I like. It's interesting, and beyond that, it's easy to set up in the cheat engine, and we will take Spirit of the Night. And beyond that, it makes us very powerful at the start of the game, which is something that I enjoy a great deal. So I think we got Jesus Juice, which is worthless. We're definitely going to want an HP upgrade in the future, but this is exactly why I got Spirit of the Night here. So we can just sort of hang out and fly-mance our way. Fly-man. It kind of sounds like finance. If we ever end up in a currency, or with a currency, where we accept flies as legal tender, that would make a sweet name for like a investment book or something. I'm the director of Flymance. I don't know. This is probably the worst joke I've ever made in my entire Let's Playing quote-unquote career. Let's continue onwards into here. And I took some damage there that I did not expect, but we're still alive for sure. I just need to come across some more health, basically. I need HP upgrades. I need the ability to get some spirit hearts. Anything like the relic would be a nice touch. And we're just kind of waiting on... I should stop creating flies until this guy pops up again. There we go. That should do it. And we got hearts we can't use. Item room is Mom's knife. I mean, we'll take it. We can't use it, but we can actually just use it as, like, protection. And then we'll come into the next room. So again, people are going to be furious. Oh my god, Northernlion, you took Mom's knife again. I'm not going to use it, just relax. I'm basically just going to keep it as a familiar around myself. If enemies get too close and they walk into the knife, then they're going to take a lot of damage. That's my whole premise with that. I've basically got a super high damage sacrificial knife around me. I'm not even going to change the direction for the most part. I don't even have my right hand on the keyboard for the most part, so, you know, let your imagination work as it will for that. Sun card, very useful. This pill could be very beneficial. Puberty, it's meaningless. Cain's Eye, I've totally forgotten what that does. And the Sun card, and a deal with the devil, which is Krampus, which is totally worthless. But at the very least, it should be a fairly easy fight for us to deal with. So we just get close. I like creating a fly army on a room, because then you can hit them like 12 times in rapid succession. And again, I apologize if my spacebar is super loud. I kind of expect that it is at this point, given that I have my keyboard on my desk. But this desk never really suffered from that in the past. At least not too much. I think I could just leave this floor now. It's been fairly easy. We're gonna head down to the caves part 2. Things may start to get a little bit more interesting and a little bit more difficult as we continue to progress. The Spirit Heart's, of course, very valuable. Now I'm starting to worry, though, about this whole, oh, I don't know, I don't have any health type deal that we've got going on. I mean, the Spirit Heart thing is okay, but I kind of desperately need health upgrades or the Relic or the Miter. And the Miter is pretty unlikely, at least to get from a deal with the Angel Room, considering we are going to have to, unfortunately, probably give up on that chance, given that we've already been to 2 Devil Rooms. We haven't taken anything from the second one, but I don't know if that matters. You can get Angel Rooms after you go to Devil Rooms. We proved it in the race that Green Zen and I did. But it's less likely, I believe. And it's the only situations where I've ever run into it has been when there's been like a staggering number, or the Devil Room came early and the Angel Room came much later in the game. So I'm just trying to do this the legit way. I could obviously just shoot Mom's knife and win it easily, but I just want to make sure that I'm hitting this conga line, which is not easy because they immediately go after the neutral flies every single time. But we made it work. That's okay. Whenever I want to cheat on this run, I just got to think of the Banshee Bomb. Guppy's paw, or the Guppy's head, infinite power, make it work. That's the kind of attitude I like. He's going to be a CEO one day. I need this done yesterday, Johnson. But boss, it actually requires it to be Thursday for me to go to the bank and deposit the paychecks. I want it done yesterday. Make it work. I'm going to make you work, make you work, make you work. And I'm going to get the skeleton key too. But I'm also going to make you work. Which also sounds like a CEO's motto. However, the only CEO I know that's ever said it is CEO Fergalicious. She's a president of a top Fortune 500 company of pissing your pants on stage. Just gonna smash the space bar here, get a number of these flies to come out. Doing some good work. This is a quick run. I like it because it's powerful. Which is what the ladies say to me all the time about my quadriceps. We're gonna see what we've got in here. Little Chad, again, we'll take it. I feel like with all these items, I'm basically going like, yeah, I guess so. I mean, we have to take it, so we will. And again, I could be a total ass and just be like, you said no tears, Mom's knife is a knife, it's not tears. Well, you can't make a knife out of tears, that's ridiculous. Think of the blacksmithing techniques that you would need, or the tearsmithing. Anyway, I'm annoying even myself there. But suffice it to say, I'm not going to use Mom's knife. Unless there are enemies that are immune to flies, like we saw last time where Pride was immune to Anarchist Cookbook. I doubt that that's going to happen again, but if on the off chance it does, we'll do what we have to do to ensure the survival of this run. For now, everything is going by the book and going okay, with the exception of the fact that I have almost no health. And fighting greed is not going to make that any easier. But it may give us a Steam sale that, who knows, maybe we can use to buy better items from shops in the future. Sadly, again, I can never get rid of Guppy's head, which means we're going to be stuck with that for the entirety of the game, or the entirety of my run, whichever ends first. I'm going to guess that the run is going to end first right now. Although stranger things have happened. This Sun card is obviously going to be very valuable, and I'm going to save that for a situation when things are truly, truly dire. It's an easy boss to fight at the worst of times, and he's very easy with the set of fly armies I have going around me right now. So we get another deal with the devil, we get a range upgrade, which is absolutely worthless. And what do you want this time, devil? I can't make do with any of those. Paying 1 heart for the Book of Sin seems like total trash. Not because the Book of Sin isn't worth 1 heart necessarily, by the virtue of its like ability, but because it's not worth 1 heart based on the other spacebar items you could get at that price, or even lower, even for the low price of free. Anyway, we've got like the pink glitch or something happening here. So the pre-post Isaac stretch continued for way longer than usual. But that's okay. We'll just sit here and wait and hope that the game is not actually frozen. There we go. Don't do it to me. It's not really a pink glitch this time, is it? It's the white glitch. And it's going to do it again. Binding of Isaac. Most reliable game of the year. 2075. Maybe when the remake comes out, it'll be a little bit more stable. I can't verify that. I don't have any inside information or anything. If I did, I wouldn't give it to you punks. Sell it to, like, Extra Magazine or People or something. Are you seriously just gonna, like, freeze on me? No, you're not. I knew it. That's not a cheat engine thing either. I'm not sure why that happens, to be honest with you. I'm just reminding myself not to use tears, because as soon as the glitch ended, I immediately, instinctively put my right hand back on the... Oh, don't go into the nubs, please. Put my right hand back on the, arrow keys, but that's not how we're going to be doing things this time, game. We're going to be mixing it up a little bit. Don't go for the spikes. Don't go for the spurks. I need you... Okay, I didn't use Mom's knife, but I kind of ran into him with it. There was no forward thrusting, though, so you couldn't categorize that as a stab. It was mostly just a terrible accident. There we go. There we go. He's dead, and we're alright. Could be better. But I'll deal with it for now. We have more than enough keys, obviously, and money for this item room in the shop. If I just hang out kind of diagonal to these hearts over these chasms, they should have no means with which to hit me. Oh my god, one of them actually did manage to hit me. That's why I hate the hearts, is that not only are the heads the most annoying enemy in the game, the hearts have pretty good AI. Like, they shoot when I'm least expecting it. I was going to say when you're least expecting it, but I can't speak for you guys. Maybe you're better at this game than I am. That's not a big maybe. I am going to get the Spirit Heart, and I'll come back for the Coin Purse. My thinking being, the Coin Purse is not as important right now. But if we get more money, it may very well prove to be handy. Who knows, maybe there's like 2 balls of steel pills in there. Probably not. Maybe there's a bunch of health down pills in there. Equally probably not, but it could happen. That's why you gotta take the Coin Purse. It's the only shop item we can basically take at this point that has the ability to influence our run in any way. No, oh my god, all of the flies are going for the nutrient. Go for the red nub! He's right there! Alright, there they go. They finally went for him. I don't know why they have such a preference for the fly, but it's okay. It's a good movie, no? Jeff Goldblum, back when he was more than just a joke on the internet. But I mean, Jeff Goldblum is a loving joke on the internet. People think he's a funny dude. But for a while, he was a legitimate actor in the Hollywood portion of the United States film industry. Anyway, we're just going to stand here. This is actually one of those weird situations where I think that this fight might be substantially easier without the temptation to use tears. Like, I can just create a sweet-ass fly army and then stand behind Bloat whenever he comes out, and this will allow me to put like 20 flies into the back of his body. Now the problem here is, of course, that these eyes are not going to cooperate, and our flies are going to go after the eyes all the time, because our flies are quite frankly stupid. But there, that was easy. We got an HP upgrade, that was worth our time. So it's down to the next floor, which will be the floor where we fight Mom. This is going to be a moment of truth. Are we going to be able to make it further than we made it on the Anarchist Cookbook run? I believe so, but I don't know. It's going to be difficult. I think the fight's going to be easier than the Mom fight would have been with the Infinite Item Power Anarchist Cookbook as well, but we'll see what happens. I mean, I think I'd give myself like a 65% chance of beating Mom, assuming I get to her. Our pill is Tears Up, which is of course useless. Thank God we got this at the worst possible opportunity. You know what, I'd probably give myself 80% chance on Mom, mostly because we do have the Sun card. Like, that boost is mostly because we have the Sun card. Also, I was just thinking, like, you know, with the flies, it's going to be difficult for us to get hit by enemies. There's not really that much to focus on in the regular Mom boss fight that the flies are going to hit that's not actually going to do any damage to Mom. Like, there's no, like, Peeper's Eye or anything like that they're going to focus on. Hopefully no neutral flies. So I think we've got a decent chance, and beating Mom is a step in the right direction here. If we'd gotten better items, we might have stood a chance of getting farther in the game. I mean, it's not over yet, but it's certainly not looking good for our chances in the Cathedral and beyond. The only question is whether I would be able to make it work on the womb, and we'll see. I don't want to go to the boss room just yet. I've got to go to the item room first. I'm going to use a bomb to get that tinted rock. Some of you out there saying, Northernlion, no bombs. Sucks to your ass, Mar. I'm doing whatever I can here. You know what? We could go to the shop. Now I think it's just in our best interest to go to this boss fight. Let's get this over with, for better or worse. It's gonna be a regular version of Mom. I am basically just gonna mash spacebar and dodge, which is pretty much the alternate title for this episode. Northernlion mashes spacebar and dodges as best as he can. And if I win, this will be a defensive victory, not an offensive victory, because all I've done is basically create the troops. Someone else is commanding them. And that was actually a much easier fight than I expected. We're going to get another HP upgrade, as well as the Polaroid. And it's down to the next floor. Who knows what could happen? We could always use this sun card. I mean, I greatly prefer using them as full health pills, but or as full health bonuses, whatever you want to, whatever term you want to associate with them there. But we could also use it as like a map. If we come to the cathedral, it might be a good idea, but it's probably in our best interest just to save it. May end up being used as both a full health upgrade and a map, depending on when I use it, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. We have the Emperor card. Here's the thing. I guess I should use the Emperor card, then come back and get the... I mean, we weren't very far away from it. I was just struggling with how to, like, use those appropriately. It was not an ideal situation for cards, but it's not bad either. This should be totally fine. We're still gonna have to do some backtracking to get back to that sun card. It's absolutely worth going back to, because again, it's full health essentially, and it's gonna mark an easy first floor for us. I basically use the Emperor card as sort of a map. It guarantees us a boss fight. It guarantees us a way back to get to that full health upgrade in the sun. As for everything else, well, you know, I'm doing what I can here. Obviously, I would love to take both of those cards with me, but sadly, you can't do that, so we're just going to take the Emperor card and get the F down there. That was a very quick wound part 1. We could beat Mom's Heart. I mean, I'll use bombs on the Mom's Heart boss fight. Again, the condition is not no offense, it's just no tears. So if I use some bombs on the Mom's Heart boss fight, we should be able to make something work. Every time I use the spacebar, this effer fires some shots, which I didn't think was in the pamphlet that I read on how these guys move. I thought they only shoot when you shoot. Apparently, I've been mistaken for quite some time. And we're just gonna stay cool here, stay as far away as we can. Again, I'm like positive. Ooh, very tricky. I'm positive that there is like some background noise from the spacebar. I'm trying to hit it as lightly as possible. Just raise the spacebar. It may actually be easier for me to put the keyboard on my lap, but from an audio control perspective, but there is also the issue of it making my hands feel like they're gonna fall off when I do that for more than like 10 minutes, which Isaac runs have a tendency to cross that threshold on a regular basis. No kidding. I can't remember the last time I had like an under 15-minute episode. Even the Anarchist Cookbook episode was over 15 minutes, and I was like, is this long enough? It's only 15 minutes. Anyway, just ignore the tick. We're gonna get some extra health here. Kind of thought we'd be in a better position by now. I thought we'd have more health. The flying is great. The flies are cool. I just wish we were a little bit more juiced when it comes to our actual HP, which is the principal problem here. But again, like, the regular rooms seem fine. It's mostly just the boss fight. Or sorry, the regular rooms seem like our main problem. The boss fights so far have seemed fairly fine. We got telepills, which took away the sun card from us. But on the flip side, we don't have to fight Mom's Heart. But we don't get to go to the cathedral either. We're just going to go to Shoal instead. That might be awful. I had no idea what that pill did. This is like the first time. I've always held this as like a possibility, like that would happen. But I think that's only the first time, or at the very least the first time in a long time, that the Ion Error Room has fucked me like that. Like, that is... It tried to do it in an episode a little while ago, but because I got the Polaroid earlier in the game, like, losing the fact that I fought Mom didn't matter. However, this time it does matter a little bit, unfortunately. Oh well, you know, we'll beat Satan, or we'll try to beat Satan at least. I shouldn't count my chickens before they hatch. This could still be sort of difficult, especially when there's damn lasers in the corner of the room. Yeah, like, this legitimately could be too hard for me, but we'll see. That was just really unexpected, and it's kind of outside of my control. There's not too much I could have done there. We're invincible now. I'll just walk into these guys with Mom's knife. Again, it's not no tears. It's simply, or it is no tears. It's not no offense altogether. Okay, with only 2 nubs left, I should be able to make this work. Just let these guys fly into him. Okay, then we back up, create a fly army, and walk back in. There we go, and we do the same thing over here. Okay, so we survived for at least 1 more room. Sadly, we don't have any extra health, and that might be what causes us to finish this off terribly. I really don't want to die on Loki. Like, that's just embarrassing. To a certain extent, though, it seems likely because I'm not going to be able to control when the flies attack the bomb flies, so one of them could just explode in my face fairly easily. Ah, there we go! Explode in my face fairly easily, the Northernlion story. I guess that's not technically how I died, but in any case, thank you guys for watching. I'm going to try to do maybe a more involved run next time, like a more complicated and interesting run. These runs are fun, they're elegant, they're subtle. Well, not subtle, but they're easy and simple. But, you know, let's mix it up. Maybe we don't want to do just spacebar item, infinite item power next time. But in any case, thank you to the Banshee Bomb for the suggestion. This was a lot of fun. Thank you to the I Am Air Room for being the ultimate troll. And as always, I will see you guys next time. Continue suggesting your challenge runs. I will do the ones I deem most entertaining or appropriate. Again, as always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.